What's up, guys? Alex Corey here with cultivatedchange.com. We are back with an update on our spring cold weather crop seeding, and we have life. So we're going to go over the next steps to ensure robust growth and critical timing of it all. Stay tuned. Okay, so we have a couple things happening. This is our Cherokee Red Romaine, and I'll do a close-up of it, but there are a couple of little sprouts here. The trick when you're germinating something is as soon as one or a couple pop up, because you'll never get perfect consistency unless you use like some standardized way to make the seed depth, but they're popping up all over the place. So I've had this happen past spring. Just get extremely leggy. These guys are going to go under lights right now. Even if they're not all germinated, they will be coming in the next day or two. So just make sure to keep them wet. I'll walk you through putting them under lights, and that means the green romaine is not far behind. I don't see any yet, but they will be, unless the seed is bad, unless it got wet or something. But that's why we put the vermiculite on it, just to make sure that keep moisture in. There are a couple other ones poking through. This one is the curly kale. I see a couple sprouts. So I'm going to move those under light as well. And we'll keep an eye. Oh, there's some more lettuce down here. We'll go into the other room and I'll show you the light I'm going to put it under and just the next steps for ensuring robust stem growth. All right, I am down on the ground with you guys. There's only 2 lights on this because it would be too bright otherwise for you to even see me. This is a 6-tube fluorescent. It's an agro bright fluorescent light. Get this at Lotus. They do make a brighter 4-foot one that's 8 bulbs, I think, but for my purposes, this is just fine. I will flip. There's a switch on this thing. That's full. So you can turn just the 2 middle ones on, which is what's right now. Or I will actually, when we're done, put the 4 on the edges on. Lettuce just doesn't need that much. I'm not doing summer starts yet, such as tomatoes or peppers or eggplant or anything like that. So they just don't need the intensity. So I'll flip the edges on and everything will stay under here, or I should say, until I get the greenhouse finished outside, everything will stay under here probably for a couple of weeks. So it'll probably be 2 weeks under here, and I need to really get that greenhouse up because I'm going to run out of room pretty quickly. I do have a couple of LED strips. But the one thing to note is starts will not like 2 strip lights like microgreens. They are not microgreens. Microgreens you want to stretch. Starts you do not want to stretch. You want that stem to be girthy and thick and robust, and you don't necessarily want to force. Microgreens forces a stress response to get the plant to grow and mature quickly. You want the opposite when you're growing vegetables for consumption, for maturity. So we want the plant to take its time, but to have plenty of light and not to stretch, or else you get leggy starts that will not withstand being put outside into the real elements. So as soon as you see things pop up, like we did, put them under lights, or else the ones that pop up first will start getting leggy. I'm going to bring the other trays in as I see them sprout. I can put 4 under here, and then I have 2 pretty high-powered LED strips that I can put on a shelving unit. So I have another 4, and then by that time, hopefully the greenhouse will be built outside. It's still a little chilly to put lettuce starts out. It's going to drop down in the 20s still at night, but this is just fine. I'll flip all 4 lights on, and we will, I'll give you guys updates at every major growth stage. Stay tuned. One other quick thing to note, guys. Make sure at this stage, once you put everything in water, or sorry, once you put everything under a light, or even at this stage, make sure everything maintains a good level of moisture. You don't want to drown anything, so you still need oxygen and airflow, but go too heavy on water rather than too light. You run the risk of things drying out way sooner than you do of drowning things. You'll get algae around the top, usually if you start to get anaerobic respiration, but there's no benefit to letting things dry out when things are just germinating, at least until the mature leaves pop out and they start photosynthesizing. So once you put everything under light like we just did, you have to pay attention to moisture levels more so than you would when they were germinating. So you can either spray the top with a spray bottle and make sure they stay moist, or that's the benefit of having things in the bottom tray already. Just pour water, at least fill the troughs of the bottom tray, so 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, depends on how hot the light is you put things under, but do not let them dry out. There are some people, and I ran into this when I was farming, and some people online who think that it's beneficial to create a stress response for the plant to harden them for when they go in the ground. Do that much later. At this stage, you don't even want to think about that. Once they're a month old, maybe you can start with letting everything dry fully out and creating a stress response and hardening it, but at this stage, keep everything soaking wet. Just thought of that, just wanted to let you guys know.